Alright everybody, welcome back once again to Super Metroid Escape 2, and in this video we are going to be going places that were mentioned in the last video. Imagine that. It's a nice sequence of things, I guess. Anyway, we'll be making it to the Fearful Lab, as I've been crawling over this place for a little while. Found some very useful items, but not much in terms of advancing. There's, I would say, a lot of, well, I don't know, this is a little bit harder to describe than I thought it would be. There's a point in hacks where it's like, oh, you know, you can go to this area, sort of not make much advancement, but you could collect plenty of items, and that's always good. However, there's often not that many items needed to actually beat a hack, because there really isn't much needed to even beat the original game, and you can do that quite often with hacks as well, where you can go way less than normal. For this hack, however, I would not suggest that, because, like I believe I mentioned this earlier, but the beams are weakened, so that, you know, your missiles and supers become much more effective just by virtue of the beams being weaker. So there is that. And you really want some energy tanks and plenty of ammo because of things later in the hack. So I will say for the first, or maybe just the regular bosses, you're fine, but there's something later on, and that's the power bomb door I was thinking of. So yeah, you can't get back there to Kraid. So it's like, And something I was told about, though I don't know how accurate? I'm pretty sure it's accurate, but I don't know how it is, because I did not discover this at all. Apparently, you can beat this hack really early. There's a certain point once you collect something or other, you can go straight to the end and finish it. I don't know what that is, where it is, how to do it. I just don't know. But I was told it is a thing for this hack, so who knows, maybe, don't know. But if you do find that, or if you have found that, I would like to know how you would do that, because that interests me. Because I'm unsure how you would go about doing that in this hack, and I've not touched it since playing it this time, so. And I believe that door opens up after Kraid. Now, there is something he could have done with Spore Spawn here, though. Since it's not that hard to grab the supers behind him, you can skip him entirely. However, he could have made locked doors that only open after defeating Spore Spawn. That is one thing he could have done. So yes, we are in Sector S. This is actually the warp zone. That elevator takes you up to it. And then basically you have these transition rooms, which look a lot like terrain. And then you're in here, it's like, it's a recharge and a save station. It's like, okay, so you have this in the warp zone too, so that's actually kind of nice. And up here we have another elevator. Now this is what I'm assuming people mean you can beat it early. Is somehow you do something or other and those doors are open. 'Cause those doors, I do not believe, are open at all when I play this hack. So I'm guessing it's something to do with those. And suddenly we have the map. So yeah, there's a secret area up there. It's the warp zone. It's basically just loops back around it on itself. And then this stuff to the right. Yeah, we'll be getting there later. Much later. But yeah, very interesting map. I like how it's done. This is the warp zone area is the best done map of them all, so it's interesting. And when I was playing it, I had no idea what in the world I was looking at, so it's like, huh? But anyway, you could just run around. All these doors are open. You can go wherever. This is the Fearful Lab entrance right here, so. And welcome. Welcome to Phantoon GFX. In the background. He is the only major boss you could do this with because he's the only one with all his tiles in the tile set. Because he does some funky stuff. His AI does with things and whatnot. So, his whole body's in there. And he is used quite well. Very well, I would say. Because, if you notice something, all his eyes are looking in certain directions. And what all this is, it's Phantoon's eyes are looking directions leading you to Phantoon. It's makes finding him really easy, but it's still a very interesting concept. And just the shock if you get into here, wherever or whatnot, and then you just see Phantoon sitting there. It's like, oh my goodness. But it's just the graphics. But still, very, very interesting. Very nicely done. And it's like, And I was not paying attention there at all. It's like, right. It's just a Phantoon floating around and looking at things. It's pretty amazing. So, but if you follow these, you get to the one secret here while the wreck ship is powered down, which is where Phantoon is. It's not difficult to find. The hints, I think, are really obvious, just because look at all these Phantoons and eyeballs everywhere. That's kind of pointing you in a certain direction. And this energy tank we'll be coming back to later because we can't do anything about it right now, but I do something with that energy tank that I'm quite proud of. So anyway, excuse me. This guy is just leading us up and around through his ship. He must like really have a death wish or something. He's like, Samus, follow my eyeballs. I placed everywhere. And it's actually really, really close to the beginning of the wreck ship. Like if you got in here, quote unquote, normally. Because this is the entrance right here. I would say the regular entrance. Where you have a save and recharge, which is also quite nice because it's right in front of Phantoon. He is literally right off of this room in here. Because if you see his eyeball, he's now looking down. The other one's like, hey, down there. And just like that. There isn't really a graphical hint other than his eyes, but the eyes make it so obvious it's not an issue at all. And he is right there. how you find Phantoon. Very interesting. A bit unnerving when you first see all the Phantoons everywhere, but... Next up, we'll see them make a hack where one of those Phantoons comes to life. Which, honestly, would be more effective. Just like some random room, one of them comes to life, starts attacking you. It's like, oh. Could make a fake Phantoon sort of thing that way. Oh, and Phantoon is now blue. Because the wreck ship, or Fearful Lab, I guess, is very yellow and brown. Had to add some blue in somewhere. And thanks to Rapid Fired Spacer, super missiling this guy, not a big deal. And we have Charge Beam anyway, so we could pseudo screw attack through them, but Spacer does make it quite nice, because with shooting them, you obviously get drops and stuff, so when you shoot them right, unlike what I was been doing. And thanks to pickup values and such, not a hard boss fight. I'll say Phantoon is an interesting guy because in speedruns, like, he is one of the worst bosses because there's some RNG with him, whether he gives you a fast or short pattern, fast or slow pattern. So there's some RNG involved with that. But because the items you have collected, he becomes a pretty difficult boss to beat fast without you dying. And even if you don't, the rooms after him in the speedruns oftentimes will finish you off, so. But if you take him slower, it's a very simple, very easy boss. And I kind of like that. It's like, if you have this strategy, whatever, it'll work out. It's fine. It's like, you just have to be willing to do this thing, and then it's all good. So, something else. If you notice, the glows, not green anymore. But they're a nice orange and red. So again, I do like that the glows have been changed up. It's a little extra work, but it's well worth it, I think. So yeah, to beat a Phantoon, I'm like, I'm not sure if I want to be in the wreck ship anymore, or the Fearful Lab. And apparently you're supposed to have grapple before this, I guess. But I clearly do not. And I'm... now I think about it. Oh. And while here, welcome to Morph Ball mazes. Now, why these are in so many hacks, I don't know. I mean, I guess there's nothing wrong with them exactly, but like, this here is not that obnoxious, honestly. I could see where I'm going. I could see all the paths. It's like, I just have to find the right one. However, Morph Ball, I don't know, there's one later. Actually, there's more than one later. That's exceptionally annoying. And we get a missile for that. Like, this one I guess I'm okay with, overall. Because there's even a shortcut back. I do not get why they're so, I guess, popular. Because quite honestly, they're more annoyance just to traverse. And oftentimes, it's just a missile. Which in this hack, again, missiles a bit more valuable because your beams again. But still not the greatest thing. And this room has an energy tank. We can't get it yet because we need grappling beam. It's behind that bottom crabble block thing. And yeah, the landing site is just over there, so. But yeah, the morph ball mazes, I don't get. What makes them so attractive that people want to have to put them in? So yeah, there's the energy tank, thanks to the wonders of Spazer. I just don't know about morph mazes. Like the one that was just done, that is at best the best kind of morph maze you can get. You will see one particular example of worse a little later on. And I just don't understand. It's sort of like heat runs and hacks. While not bad in themselves, they're not great either. Oh yes, and that is something you want to go collect later. It is a bit of a hassle without Spring Ball, but it's worth it. We'll find out what that is at some other point. And I checked back up here again. This is literally just the power bomb door, so. And I really don't know why I decided to defeat Phantoon and then just go elsewhere. But I did, so. And this is actually where the video is going to stop right now, so. Thanks for watching. Eventually, I will get back to the Fearful Lab and clean up and get a very important item back there that I should have got while I was there. So, we'll see you for that in the next video.